is waiting the most productive part of my day? Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? So let me explain. First, I would like to start by asking you, have you ever asked yourself these questions before? Is it the end of the month already? Or, where did my summer go? Or have you ever said, my vacation went by too quickly? Do people come to you on Monday mornings asking you what you did over the weekend, and you have a hard time remembering the things you did? You know you did something, but for some reason it doesn't come to your mind as quickly as it probably should, especially when it's a Monday and the weekend just ended the night before. I know I have many times, and I know I'm not alone. Why do our summer vacations feel like they went by too fast? We were there for all 4 months of our summer, our 7-day vacation, sleeping in, going to the beach. And as for the weekend, why are we drawing a blank, especially if it just ended yesterday? When the resulting feelings we get from these situations is a feeling that our memory isn't very good, or it's getting worse. Along with memory, another feeling we experience is that time goes by too quickly, which makes us feel robbed of our precious leisure time. If we had the memory we wanted to, so we could remember these events, and if we felt as though time was going by slow enough so we could experience our 7-day vacation, we would feel more fulfilled, and in turn, happier. Memory, time, and happiness are all missing in these situations. But before I explain the reasons why we experience this, first let's put these 3 factors aside for now, and let's talk about waiting. Waiting is an emotional one that brings stress, boredom, anger, a nagging sensation and feeling that we're wasting our life away. The last thing we want to do with our dwindling leisure time is waste it in static and stillness while thinking, ugh, I could be doing something so much better. So where do we wait? We wait in traffic, airports, line amusement parks, concerts, grocery stores, public transits, on planes, elevators, doctor's offices, at restaurants, on the line with customer service for our bookings and credit cards, and I could go on. And the list and the lines aren't getting any shorter. So how much do we wait? Although it varies depending on the source, the average person spends between 3 and 6 years of their lifetime waiting. This number also varies depending on the metropolitan area in which you live. However, with the growing population, especially in cities where most of us reside, we wait a lot. You probably wait to come into this room today. If only that one thing we were waiting for was worth it every single time, like this event, that wait wouldn't feel so terrible. But I can assure you, waiting at the doctor's office for my PAP exam certainly wasn't worth the wait. So as much as we wish we could avoid the lines or eliminate them altogether, we must endure them, but we do find ways to make it less painful. So think about what you're doing when you're waiting. Most often not, we're pulling out our phone to play games, listen to music, talk with someone, read the news, or watch television if there happens to be one in the waiting room. Very rarely does our wait time not involve some sort of distraction. As you've seen, we've spent a large part of our lifetime waiting. We've had a lot of practice using these distractions to our advantage. And because they're so effective, we use them in many other situations other than waiting. They're used during the difficult times, such as breakups or mourning a loss, or on the cardio machine, or in traffic where time seems to be at a standstill. And although these distractions are incredibly effective and helpful during these times, to our demise, these distractions are the reason for our speed of time, our memory, and our happiness. Let's think about it. Because distractions are purposely used to fill in time, help speed up the mundane tasks, help us forget and refocus our attention off our surroundings and the incredibly slow ticking clock, the outcomes of distracting are correlated and experienced the same way when you find yourself wondering why you have a hard time remembering what you did last weekend, or why your summer vacations feel like they went by too quickly. Distractions. Even when we're not intentionally distracting ourselves, like pulling out our phone at the doctor's office, we do this more than we think without realizing we're doing it. We've grown accustomed to the habits of distracting that they've spilled over into the moments that we want to remember and experience fully. Ever since I've graduated from university, my career has required a lot of travel, oftentimes around 45 weeks a year. So I spent countless hours of my time in taxis, airports, planes, and hotels. During the start of my career, I also started my lifelong battles with my health conditions, where I spent many days and nights in doctors and hospital waiting rooms around the country. Because I spent so much of my time waiting, and I think it's safe to say a little bit more than the average person, I was using distractions all the time to help time go by faster and to help me forget where I was. And because these distractions were so effective, I started using them all the time. I was using them in between and during movies, in the restroom, when waking up before bed, while cooking, cleaning, training, or while driving. Any free second I had between work, gym, or friends, I was pulling out my phone. After a few years of following this routine, I started quickly losing touch of my time, my memory, and my happiness. I didn't know what was going on, though. After all, I had my condo, my friends, my career, everything, but still something didn't feel quite right. So I started researching into this big time on why this was happening. I found articles, videos, and blogs on yoga being able to help you achieve mental strength, emotional well-being, and happiness. I read countless research on all the benefits of the word of meditation. I even went to see the Dalai Lama in Los Angeles, hoping I could learn something, how to be present and live in the moment. For those who have heard of this before, of the mental and emotional benefits from practicing yoga and meditation, have you set time aside to practice this? For those who are hearing about this today, do you see yourself setting time aside from your busy schedule to practice yoga or meditation? I knew for me, I tried everything, but still couldn't schedule in enough time to receive any benefits to these practices. So I decided to use my wait time to slow me down. I wait a lot, and I certainly can't control it, but I can control what I'm doing while I do it. And that's exactly what I started doing. I started practicing stopping the unnecessary distractions and spent my waiting time trying to be completely and fully present in that moment. I don't have a choice but to wait. While waiting, I'm not distracted with work, with gym, with friends, or any electronics. This is the perfect opportunity for me to stop, slow down, and observe my surroundings. With time practicing this routine, I quickly realized what the underlying problem was for my negative feelings. Distractions. It's no wonder I felt my memory, my time, and my happiness dwindling away. I was using them all the time. It was a very clear and powerful moment when I realized this, because this is what I knew I had to change. So, I not only stopped using distractions while waiting, I stopped using them in between meals, in the restroom, at work, at the gym, when cooking, when cleaning. After some time practicing this routine, I received a lot of the same benefits that yoga and meditating bring without having to change much of my routine. I started regaining my mental strength and memory. I started feeling happier because I could remember and experience fully all the great moments in my life. I started feeling more productive because I wasn't distracted and could sit still and focus for a longer period. When someone would ask me what I did over the weekend, I could remember faster and in more detail because I wasn't using any distractions that was causing my mind to be somewhere else or causing my time to go by too fast. I finally found something that worked for me, and I finally saw results. You should take some time to sit down and think about your own life and what you're doing when you're waiting. Picture what you're doing when you first wake up, before bed, in the restroom, while cooking, cleaning, or while driving. When was the last time you sat down at the dinner table with your friends and family, or even by yourself, to eat your meal and you didn't pull out your phone or turn on the television? If in most of these situations you're using distractions, I could almost guarantee you're using them way more often than just these situations. Like I was, you're using them during your weekends, your summers, and your vacations. And like me, you may be too busy to meditate or do yoga, but you can find other ways that work for you. Because waiting is inevitable, and as we can see, it makes up a large part of our life, you can use this time to practice stopping the unnecessary distractions that are eating up your time, your memory, and your happiness. This practice will help you stay conscious of your actions, and with time, you will find yourself stopping reaching for your phone or turning on the television at any free moment you have. So try and create a positive experience from these tenuous, unavoidable tasks, such as waiting, to help you feel more grateful and to help you remember and experience all the great moments in your life. We may never be as present and happy as the Dalai Lama. Also, keep in mind he meditates around 5 hours a day, but we do have a lot of wait time at our disposal. To finish, I'm a fitness competitor. I do female bodybuilding, and I've been involved in the sport for years. If you don't think I look like this, you're right. Although that would be pretty cool. I compete in a category that is most similar to the natural female form. So when competing for the stage, you're often dieting for about 3 or 4 months at a time to reach a specific physique with lean muscle, body fat, vascularity, and posing. And although I would say a good 90% of the time, this sport is actually very healthy, of that 10% unhealthy part is when you're on stage, because at this point, you're quite nutrient and water depleted. The other unhealthy part is when the competition is over and you indulge in all those foods that you've been dreaming about for months. We call these cheat meals, and after competitions, they can last for days, turning into cheat weeks. So for me, my designated food after competitions are cinnamon buns. And although I would say I love celebrating with my friends and loved ones when my competitions are over, when it's time to eat my cinnamon buns, I always eat them alone. Weird, right? My friends and family certainly think so. But for me, I don't want to be distracted with people or electronics because it's gone before I can even taste it. I always find myself going to reach for more. It's all gone, and I'm thinking, nah, I only had one bite. Where's the rest of it? If people are around me, or I'm on my phone, or watching television, I'm too distracted, and I never truly end up appreciating and tasting that cinnamon bun. So, I've lived and learned, and now I eat them alone. Just think of your life as your cinnamon bun that you never actually taste fully because of distractions. It's a shame because that cinnamon bun is so, so good. I would know. I eat them alone with my undivided attention. Thank you.